All right, so welcome to part 2 of the introduction of Tales of the Dirty White Boy. And in this introduction, we're going to talk about people, places, and just a few other things to kind of get you acclimated to the stories and where they come from. And for most of our folks, we're going to use aliases. Now, there'll be always Mike Saunders, who will always be the original, the one who turned me into the Dirty White Boy. And we're going to talk about him and his name because he deserves that honor. Now, for everyone else, we're not sure about, whether they really would like their real name used or whether the statute of limitations have ran out. And so we want to make sure that we handle everything correctly. So in doing so, we're going to use some people's cars, other vehicles, or other things where I know who they are and you get to figure them out. So there is Mr. Camaro. There is Mr. Charger. There's Mr. Sunbird. There's also Mr. Ranger. There was a fight whether he was actually Ranger or Ford Fairlane, but there was a movie Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay, so that didn't work, but you'll understand why later on. Now, for two very important females, there's Lady Chevette, and then there's the 86 Challenger. So I think that will help, and so you'll learn a lot about them as we go along. And then their places, 71st High School. What a crazy school, right? Remember the movie Lean on Me? It was very similar to that, just we didn't have all the graffiti. We'll have the greenhouse. You should understand what that means. That was the house that I first moved out in, where we practiced horticulture. The second one would be the dungeon, and then Club 86. So those are places that you'll get to learn a little bit about. Places like Hanau, Germany, where Erlensee Fliegerhorst back in the 80s, in Panama. I've lived in so many different places here in Tennessee. So we're going to talk about a lot of different places, a lot of different people, and we want to make sure that in telling these stories that we have fun, you get to enjoy them, and people are protected or feel safe, and we wouldn't want to embarrass or hurt anyone. None of this is meant to hurt anyone or to embarrass anyone. But man, it's going to be wild and it's going to be fun.